smoked prime rib with a horseradish and garlic and butter slather. You guys want to see how we just made this incredible smoked prime rib. Oh, and we got the sauce and we got the juice. You guys watch this. To get started, let's look at our rub. I'm gonna call it a rub, whatever you want to call it. We have 3 tablespoons of it was softened butter, but it's so cold outside it's hardened up a little bit. We can work with it. To that, we're gonna add horseradish, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, W sauce. Let me go and mix that together since that butter is starting to harden up. We have 2 sprigs of rosemary. I'm looking about for a tablespoon. Honestly, if you like rosemary more than I do, add more of it. One of the very few times you ever catch me having rosemary and beef. I'm actually not a fan, but for some reason on prime rib, it just works. I don't like rosemary on my steaks. Give this a rough chop. Add that to the bowl. 4 cloves of garlic that we're just gonna peel and finely chop. Garlic goes in. Just get all that work together. When we cook our prime rib, I have aluminum foil lined sheet tray, and then I have a cooling rack. Underneath is just a chopped up onion, skins and all. I put the garlic skins in there as well. This is gonna be the resting bed for the prime rib, okay? Because I'm gonna collect my juices and all that stuff, and then off camera, I'll make my au jus and all that. That's for a whole nother video. I think when you do it right, it really elevates your prime rib game, but this is all about the prime rib today. So, a couple things to note. I did not salt brine mine overnight. I do understand the concept, and I'll salt brine thicker cuts of meat quite often. I did put it on this same cooling rack and then just let it air dry. Nothing on it or anything like that. I let it air dry overnight. The reason why I mention that is because, correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be way off base. I've never opened a prime rib, eaten the middle part of it, and be like, that tastes like it's flavorful, like it's salty, like the salt penetrated all the way through. I think it works on smaller, larger cuts of meat. When I think we add salt on this for the whole night, there's no way it's going to penetrate a huge prime rib. That's just my opinion. So what I like to do, this is what I like to do, is I like to season the prime rib myself before I put everything on, so I can control the amount of seasoning that goes on it. This is a prime rib that's already been butchered for me. The ribs have been taken off and then butcher twined back. So you see here, I'm just seasoning all the sides, tops, bottoms. You could add your salt to your mix, but honestly, it's just so hard to guess how much salt you're going to need. All right, same thing with black pepper. Alrighty, to me, that is a nice seasoned roast right there. All right, from here, I'm just gonna transfer it to my rack because I'm not really worried about the bone side. The bones are gonna be taken off because we're gonna save those bones after we smoke it and take it to the table. We'll separate the bones because I like to use those bones for something else. We're gonna make a recipe for the Flat Top King birria, and I use those smoked beef bones to go in that. So you guys can check that video out when it comes out. All right, with my mix, we're just gonna evenly distribute this around. When it's all said and done, it should look something like that. We have our Traeger set up with Bear Mountain Hickory pellets. We got it on 225, which is the smoke mode. We're gonna be rocking that all the way through the cook to an internal temperature of about 110 degrees. We have our probe thermometer set up to give us an alert when that happens. From there, we're going to remove the roast once it hits an internal 110, take it off the Traeger, bump up the temperature to 500 degrees, and then we will put this back on it to crisp up the edges. All righty, we have hit that magical 110 degree moment. So to that is very, very, very easy. We're gonna take this, flip it over. What this does is allow it to get closer to the hot spot of the grill, okay? So then we're just gonna take this, crank it up all the way up, let it heat up. Once it gets to 500, we'll put it back on and move it quite often. Maybe like every 10 minutes, just rotate it just to make sure even cooking. And for us, we like more on the rare to medium rare side. So we're gonna shoot for about 122 to 125, somewhere through there. So what I'll do now is about every maybe 10, 15 minutes until we hit our target goal, maybe 10 minutes, I'm just gonna rotate it. I'm not exactly sure where my hot spots are yet on the smoker. So moving it every so often will help eliminate some of that. I just want to recap because I don't think I mentioned it through the whole cook. Every hour I just rotated it. Just kept rotating it every hour. That way you're just double checking your heat zones and all that stuff just to make sure you get an even cook all the way around. Now that we put it off the smoker, you can see that we've already risen 3 degrees. I took it off at 120. Just by the time we got a chance to regroup and get it off the smoker, we're already at 123, which is fine with us. I am going to go inside and set it to my oven at 125. We're going to keep it there for about an hour, let it rest, do all the things it needs to do. That way we can slice into it. Here is a fantastic horseradish sauce that we like to serve with ours. Let me show you how we made it. All right, really quick, my au jus is just done. I've let it reduce. All those drippings that we saved. Oh, come on, onion, work with me. The rosemary, the garlic, the onion, all those butter drippings. And I think this is what we came for. I know I did. Remember, we're saving those bones.
Now, does it come like that at the grocery store?
I think it comes in multiple ways. It looks like this one's basically like trimmed a little bit, but not all the way, so it stays on there a little bit more. You can ask your butcher to remove it, or it comes on there normally, and you have to cut it yourself. So it really just depends on where you get it. All right, now the bones are taken off. Cut it basically just right down the middle. We've let it rest. Holy smokes. If you could just smell it. Mm-hmm. There's a spinalis, there's a little fatty end. I kind of want the fatty tail. That bite right there. And that au jus. With that roasted garlic and the butter and the onions.
Is that my bite?
Mm-hmm. That's good. That is good.
It's like melt in your mouth.
Yeah, extremely tender, moist. I mean, this would be good on flip-flops.
Doesn't it just like, it's like just melts in your mouth, isn't it?
The exterior on the crust surprises you. It's like a pop and burst of flavor. So dang good.
Yeah, you gotta have the crust.
Like horseradish sauce. That's my favorite. Well, one thing for sure, I'm gonna go inside and enjoy it with the family. That's the whole point of making it. And I know that they're gonna like it just as much as we do. There you go. That is the simple and easy way to do smoked prime rib. Hope you guys check this recipe out at pelletsandpits.com. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace.